match is now officially a Judy Bagwell on a forklift match.
Broken, thankless, push you down, open.
It's Just Wrestling is in the house. Hi, buddy.
Hello.
It's been a
On a
while.
forklift, it's just wrestling. It's like peanut butter and jelly. It's like a pit bull on a pork chop. It's like a bloodline and a story that needs to conclude as we
It's
are
like
on the road
marijuana
to
and a hard
WrestleMania.
seltzer. It just goes together well.
Like two birds of a feather. Love and marriage. They go together like a horse and carriage. That's a different background in your shot there. What's going on there?
Bro, I finally fucking got moved in to my new place. I am now in the forklift office of operations. It's not decorated because my girlfriend insists that before we put decorations up, we need to move and get everything else set up. So these walls will look barren for a while, but there's just going to be 1 week I pop up and they're just going to have shit everywhere.
Well, you know what? That's part of love.
Mm-hmm. A lot of
watching.
local shit too.
Yeah.
Like a lot of local indie wrestlers, and there will be Taylor Swift shit up in this room.
Little Swifty.
I can't
All right.
I can't avoid that.
Top 3 Swifty songs. Go.
Ooh, it's pretty much gonna be Haunted, Mine, and Hours. I love Hours. It's such a cute love song. I'm not gonna sing it because I'll get DMCA'd. This whole
I'm pretty sure that your intro will get DMCA'd, but if it hasn't yet.
No, because none of those songs are on any record labels. They are local artists from Michigan.
Well, you know what? Then I guess you're in good shape. I got DMCA'd a couple of weeks ago doing press row show from one of the Flyers games because the organist whose setup is right next to ours, he was playing some song that I'd never heard of before, and YouTube flagged it as being a cover of some melody. And they're like, you have to split your revenue with this like obscure band from like Nova Scotia. And I was like, I don't know what we're doing here. Like, really? Seriously? So now I have to control the organist, which I can't do. He's a great guy. Not going to control him. Not going to try.
But as you see, Ethan's not here this week. He is doing daddy-daughter stuff. So I'm
sweet.
Clinton Davis. You can find me at PK Batman on Twitter. To my right is going to be...
I'm Russ. At Joy on Broad on Twitter. At It's Just Wrestling. We're having a fun time. It's a beautiful crossover episode. This is what it's all about.
You can find On a Forklift at On a Forklift Pod on all social medias. And yeah, don't forget to support your local wrestling. This ticker is going to show up at the bottom every so often to remind you what local shows are coming to your area. And Metroplex will have an event on Twitch, which I will have the link available later in the show. And we'll run their video and stuff later in the show. Everyone's favorite deathmatch cameraman, Hardcam Frio, is going to be on the show to talk about death matches and juggalos, which I know are Russ's two favorite things about wrestling.
I don't even know what to think. I mean,
you know
Frio means Frio means cold, and I'll tell you right now that when we get to talking about death matches, I'm about as cold as it gets.
Unless it involves Swerve Strickland.
In which case, I love that death match a lot because he's the future world champion.
But as we all know, Russ loves good wrestling storytelling, and they've been really knocking it out of the park with this Bloodline shit after they fumbled it the Friday after Royal Rumble. They've been doing a good job.
Well, have they, though? Has it been a good job? Has it?
Yeah.
It's been okay.
It's been okay. Like, it's been better than I thought it was going to be for goddamn sure.
They've done a whole lot of, like, changing their mind on the fly, though, and then trying to retcon things. and make you think that what you saw before was what the original plan was. But like very clearly things have changed a few times. And so like I still enjoy what's happening, but I think that they missed this window. I still think that like The Rock coming back last year would have made all the sense in the world. The Bloodline was the hottest thing going. And I think that what you saw for, let's say, like 10 months following Mania last year, up until about a month and a half, 2 months ago when The Rock first showed up in a meaningful way with this storyline, it just feels like they missed an opportunity. It felt like things had really cooled down. It didn't feel like the Jay and Jimmy thing was setting up all that well. Splitting them up and having them be on their own shows. Jay kind of got elevated. Jimmy got lost. Solos around. I just, I think having The Rock back in made a lot of sense, but I do feel like this was just not the way that they planned on going. I don't think that he came back initially to be a heel, and I think that smartly to his credit and to creative's credit, like they pivoted that way. But no, I'm not buying the idea that this was always the plan.
No, because there was that 6-day gap in between when The Rock was going to face Roman and then Cody made the announcement that he will be facing Roman because he won the Rumble. He gets to choose. Yeah. Why fuck with tradition?
You mean between him saying, I will face you at some point, but not at WrestleMania. I took counsel. The Rock comes out, and then it was like 6 days later, right? It
was 6 days because
it was the Vegas thing where he's like, I choose you, Roman Reigns, and it's like, all right, well, that's cool that, you decided, like, I choose you, Pikachu, but, like, why? Why did you choose Squirtle and then come back and take Bulbasaur? I have to know.
Because Bulbasaur is the superior starter in Gen 1. Let's
debatable.
We can do a whole show. Like, we can just derail this shit right now and have this argument. Okay.
I would say to the people in the comment section, let us know.
No, but I think what happened
was... Who the preferred route there was, Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle.
Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle.
I think that's... What?
Squirtle is the most worthless out of the three of them.
I think you take... Charizard can fly. That's important.
He doesn't know flying in Gen 1.
Well, you know what? He learns.
Yeah, in Gen 2.
That's what it's all about. He grows and he develops and he learns new skills. And that's part of being a lifelong learner, Clint. That's really what matters.
And that's essentially what Cody Rhodes has done in WWE because they learned their lesson. And, like, I don't think they saw enough ticket sales between the time that it was going to be The Rock versus Roman. And they were just like, fans hate this. Let's not do it. Rock be a heel.
Tickets for what, though? Not Mania.
Mania.
Nah, Mania is mostly sold out anyway. And the tickets are ungodly expensive on the secondary market. This is the beauty of being in Philadelphia as WrestleMania is coming.
Well, are you going?
No.
Okay.
I'm not spending that money. There's just no way. I thought for a little bit. I was like, I could go probably as credentialed media through Crossing Broad, the Philly sports blog. And I was like, there's probably a way to do it. And then I thought if I'd go, I would want to experience it as a fan. Yeah. And I'm not going to spend... I think the last time I looked, like a decent seat for two was $650, I want to say, per ticket for a two-night pass. And I'm just not doing that. Like, there's just no way. And
Missy just spent that on Taylor Swift tickets for Canada.
Well, I'm going to withhold what I would say about that, but okay.
It's okay. I'm pretty sure I've said the same things you have.
There is no one on this earth worth seeing for $650. It's just another human. It's just another person.
There's no concert, no show, no act that can.
You know what? I'll take that back. If I could go see Billy Joel first row at Madison Square Garden and have a meet and greet after, that might be worth it. Maybe.
No, but to sit on the floor during a Taylor Swift show, or any show for that matter, like it was when My Chemical Romance came back.
Oh, well, that's...
And their fucking resale tickets were $800, and I was like, I love them. They are not worth $800.
That's fair.
But we'll get back on the whole subject. What point do you think they made the decision to backtrack?
I think as soon as... I think as soon as they heard the backlash to that SmackDown where Cody absconded the throne and said, it won't be at Mania, the blowback was so severe and so fast. Like, really, the best way I saw anybody describe it was they cucked Cody. Like, Cody was building all the way. Everybody knew where this was going. And then for him to, and it's interesting because, like, you can't really trust most of the reporting on it. And this is, like, the thing. We can have this conversation now or another day. But, like, wrestling media as a whole is so hard for me to wrap my head around because, like, I serve as, like, sports media, right? But I'm not even, I went from, like, being a writer to being more of, like, a host and personality, I guess, to some extent in the Philly market, right?
You do it very
well. Well, thank you. That's very sweet of you. It's not true, but it's very kind. And so the way that you approach being like a beat writer, for example, or being an investigative writer versus like being a host of a show is pretty different. And like going from sports to pro wrestling is so different because, yeah, like in sports, sometimes an organization will try to like throw you off the scent about a trade or maybe an injury. They'll try to mislead you a little bit to try to get things in their favor. But like you don't have to really worry that a guy's faking an injury. Like you're not going to have a player who fakes an injury for 2 or 3 weeks.
Are we discussing the Hangman thing?
No. Well, I mean, we could, but like you don't have to worry about that. Like if a guy's hurt, you know a guy's hurt. You might not know how severely, but you know he's hurt. Whereas like in pro wrestling, it's like, all right, you know, you hear these reports now. You see these reports that like, hey, they made the call right after that SmackDown. The Rock said, you know what, this is very clearly like not going to work the way that we wanted to. Pivot. Well, that might be true, but we don't know because the storylines and everything are storylines. And like there is no way to really track it down unless you have the texts. You need the smoking gun, right? So I think that they probably thought about the pivot there. And then when he came out in Vegas, The Rock, and he did the big family tree, and he was initially booed. You can see the look on his face, and you can see the body language. And you can tell that in that moment, if he was hoping that like he was going to be, like it was going to blow over, that it hadn't. And there was kind of a realization of like, all right, there's a way that we have to go about this. And I think that like they probably had a couple of different things planned out. I think that's part of why when Cody came out at that presser, he was like a lot more off the cuff and like, this is bullshit. And that's why his music didn't play. I think that they kind of had 2 plans. Maybe there's a signal, whatever it was. But I think that in that moment, The Rock realized, yeah, you know what, like we're playing this one 100% heel. It's done. So I think within 6 days, they knew where they were going, that they were going to pivot. I still don't necessarily know that they know where they're going to go for Mania. Because there's no chance that you're going to have, I mean, are they really going to do a tag match on
That's
night
what it's
1?
looking like. Then it's going to main event night 1.
So then when does Seth defend the title?
Night 2.
They're going to have both championships on night 2.
I would assume you bookend the show.
So you do Seth's match to start and Roman's match to end.
But where does that leave Rhea and Becky? Because, let's be real here. That's a main event of Mania.
And they're not going to main event over that tag match if it happens at night 1. That's why, like, I'm not entirely convinced that you're going to see the tag match. What I really was hoping you were going to see is The Rock show up at Elimination Chamber and take one of the guys' spots. Or, like, whoever wins the chamber that you were going to then hear The Rock's music and he was going to insert himself. Like, I still want that moment where he's the TKO board member and he does something that really pisses you off, that really does kind of take it to the next level. Or, like, Triple H says something to the effect of, like, all right, we have everything set, and then The Rock kind of, like, whips it out, throws it on the table, you know? Like, I feel like that's where this could go, and that's where, like, this does get a lot more intriguing, where you really kind of do have the real-life thing, right, of the TKO board versus, like, the guy who's head of creative. Like, The Rock is Triple H's boss's boss, or boss's boss's boss, right? So, like, that to me is this untapped potential in the whole thing. Do you blow it all for Mania? Maybe not.
So let me see here, because, yeah, he brings up a good point. Io versus Bayley has so much story to it, and it's being, as Punk is right, it's being completely overlooked in Mania, because right now we have all 4 world title matches set. We have Roman versus Cody for the Uwu Championship.
Nope.
We have Seth versus Drew. I'm pulling for Drew. I want Drew to win
He's
so
doing
bad.
he is doing the best work.
And he's just being a dick. Like, this is the year
It's
of the
fantastic.
player haters.
Dude, he is so perfect in what he has found his voice in a way that a couple years ago I didn't see this. I don't think anybody did.
No.
But this like constant like hating on Punk thing, this like I prayed for it and it happened, like all this, he is just hitting on every level.
Bro, the
in-ring
line
stuff is so good. Like it's just
the line this past Monday of "I know you're straight edge, so I had enough drinks for the
both of us. Yep.
That
Him sitting cross-legged in the ring, like it was just he is like, you know how like you and I don't always see wrestling the same way, which is good because like wrestling is a buffet, right? Have a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You might want to avoid the dairy, like whatever. We can agree when something is perfect and when it's hitting, it's like everybody's taste. Like I have yet to meet a person who is a pro wrestling fan who sees and hears what Drew McIntyre's been doing of late and says, nah, it's not for me. Not a single soul. I've had people who are like, still not totally sold on Cody dethroning Roman. There are people, obviously, who want to see Roman dethroned more than anything. People are split on The Rock. People are split on the Io Bailey match. People are split on Becky winning the Chamber. All that. But nobody, to my knowledge, has gone out of their way to shit on what Drew's doing because it's perfection and it sets the table so well for when Punk comes back. Punk and Drew is like the thing you didn't know you needed. Everybody thought it was Punk Seth, which, again, will have great story. But if Drew wins that title, or if Punk costs Drew that title at Mania, chef's kiss. Perfection.
No, so like the best comparison I can make to Drew McIntyre, and I don't mean this disrespectfully at all because it's actually great, is vanilla ice cream. Because right now, he can go with anyone in that company. They have done such a good job since turning him heel of setting up multiple storylines with people for after Mania. You already have the storyline with him and Sammy, him and Jay, him and Cody, if they ever decide to do that Survivor Series, the champions face off again. Yeah. Like, there's Drew's got everything right now. You can mix the brownie and the vanilla. You can put some chocolate syrup on it, sprinkles, caramel sauce, peanut butter cups if you're feeling it. He's just...
who doesn't feel peanut butter cups in the ice cream?
Like, I'm just saying. Like,
but, yeah, you're right.
I'm just saying, like, that's what I mean by vanilla ice cream. He's fitting in with everything because he's just going out there and shitting on everyone. He's doing fantastic. Best part of Drag Race right now, which is just reading the fuck out of people.
He's great. He's great.
The other two title matches we have...
I will say, though, the Io and Bailey thing, I'm not surprised. And there is a ton of story, but the problem is, like, there are a lot of great books on the shelf at your local Barnes & Noble or secondhand store that will never get read. There are some great stories, I'm sure. There are, like, great things that are out there. There are great pieces of music that have not reached the masses for whatever reason. And they might be better than the stuff that's getting all the headlines. But, like, as a WWE viewer at the level that I am, that match doesn't do anything for me, which is a shame.
That's going to be one of the best wrestling matches of the weekend.
Yeah, I think it'll be a better match in
whatever match Gunther's in.
Yes.
And then the final match we have announced is, of course, Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch, which, in my opinion, should main event night one. It won't, but it should.
Yeah, I don't see a main event.
Let me backtrack here because it looks like we're setting up for something with Gunther, which I'm not a fan of. And it looks like they're setting up for one of their bullshit multi-man ladder matches.
Yes.
But, like, you can do that with the U.S. title. That's on Logan Paul. Do the ladder match with Logan Paul. You can throw Logan in there, Kevin, Orton, LA Knight, fucking two more people. You can even just do a four-way. That would be great. But Gunther needs... Yeah, Gunther needs a one-on-one singles.
Andrade el ídolo.
And I wouldn't hate that.
Dude, he's so good in ladder matches too. Like, he was in a couple
he's
of
phenomenal.
AEW. Like,
who can forget him doing the sunset flip powerbomb to Finn Balor? Phenomenal. I would love to see Andrade. Like, okay, here.
Big Andrade guy. Love Andrade. Fantastic. One of the best.
We had him on the show before. He was a lovely guy.
I
really did not
that was the show I was on. I lost the internet, and then He was it was very interesting.
Yeah, he really didn't like that Samu Guevara fucker.
Yeah, you know what? Not a lot of people do apparently. I don't know.
The Hardy Boys don't. That's for goddamn sure.
They definitely don't like Sammy Guevara.
Sammy Guevara should never wrestle the Hardy Boys again. They are cursed.
They may kill him.
Sammy
they
Guevara
may actually commit murder on on live TV.
Every time Sammy Guevara has been in the ring with someone with the surname Hardy, it's
the good news though is if Matt goes after him, Sammy can run the entire ring before Matt Hardy turns around and takes 3 steps. That poor man is just not moving very well.
That would be a fun stable.
Oh, fuck.
No, I love what they're doing with DIY right now. I love Regeneration X. I love goofy shit. And fuck, if you're not going to put Gargano in an Intercontinental title match with Gunther, fuck, I'll take this. I'll take the Judgment Day versus Regeneration X at Mania. Because I have a prediction for Mania. Because I don't think Drew's walking out with the belt.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah. Priest is going to cash in on him after...
Is going to cash in on Drew?
Cash in on Drew.
Or is going to... Oh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, because... his time, so let me see here, just so I have the exact.
It would be interesting because there was the time where Drew was kind of aligned with Judgment Day.
Bro, it'd be so much long-term storytelling because how did Seth cash in his Money in the Bank? In the world title match of Mania, imagine Drew has got Seth dead to rights, or Seth has got Drew dead to rights, and Priest finally is able to cash in, and it's a triple threat, and he pins Seth.
You know what I'd actually like to see, though? If they do the tag match, I want to see Priest cash in on Rollins after the tag match.
Okay. So,
Priest goes off the air as the champion on the ramp while The Rock and Roman celebrate.
So.
And night 1.
Let me see here. How many shows do we got? Oh.
Until.
So, Priest won the Money in the Bank briefcase on July 1st. He has until June 30th. To cash in.
Plenty of time.
Yes. So Bash in Berlin is coming up. That's August. And I somehow think the title's going to end up on Gunther by August. Or Gunther's going to be wrestling in the main event to that match.
I really want to go to Bash in Berlin.
I would love to.
I could tell you all the stories about all the great places to go on Oi Annenberger Straße.
Hey,
which
Rachel.
Is, there's a Mexican restaurant that's near a brothel, and that's where I sat watching plenty of World Cup games in 2010. I have a lot of stories, not from the brothel, I never went in there, but the Mexican restaurant next to it, good stuff. A lot of fun.
Dude,
that was a great place to people watch. Great margaritas, too.
Finally got to have some authentic Mexican food on my cruise. Like I went to fucking Mexico. It was.
Well, I was gonna say if you were in Mexico, okay, then you're fine.
Yeah,
okay.
But we have 4 title matches. We have
on
4
your
world
cruise. On your cruise.
No, on my cruise, 6 times a day. I ain't gonna lie. I probably gained 15 pounds.
That's the whole point of a cruise.
Oh no, I was waking up at 7, going to work out, like with Missy's brother-in-law, and that was a mistake because my whole body hurt after one session with him. That dude is built like Chris Redfield from Resident Evil 5.
Can I tell you a really bad gym story really quick?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, of course I can. So I went to the gym the other day, and I was like, you know how like you go to the gym, you get like in your routine of like what circuits you're going to do, like what kind of workout you're going to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I always like to run, and I've been trying to set like personal records, and I've been doing it. I'm very proud of it. I'm actually very happy with it. And then I did a full workout, and then I was like, you know what? I haven't done a leg press machine in a while, like the actual leg press with a sled, right? So I'm just like, all right, well, I'm going to put 180 pounds on the sled, and I'm going to go. So I do it, right? And I do like the first 10 reps, and I'm like, this feels a lot heavier than I remember 180 feeling. That's weird. Doesn't occur to me. I just say whatever. And then when I leave the gym after like doing 3 or 4 sets of it, I'm like, the sled has to weigh something. Stupid. Like the sled has to weigh something. So in my mind, I'm like, wow, I kind of struggled to do 180. Like that didn't feel too great.
Mhm.
And then I looked it up, and the sled is 118 pounds. So I accidentally fucked around and did 298. Now listen, there are probably people watching this who are like, I do 600. What the hell's just under 300? But like mentally, I thought I was doing 180 and struggling. And then realistically, I was doing about 300. And that was when I realized that I need to make sure that I read the labels on things again. It's been a while. So that's what I get for trying to get back in shape.
It's not a
just
good
be
feeling.
A-shape. And
It's
not
not-
just be A-shape.
It's not worth it.
I think it is. I do.
You're gonna die anyways.
That is true. My 3-year-old daughter looked at me the other day and she goes, Dad, it's going to be really sad when you die. And I was like, well, thank you. And she's like, but you're going to be old when you die. And I was like, well, I appreciate that more. She goes, yeah, but then someday I'll get old and I'll die too. And I was like,
What are they teaching these fucking kids nowadays?
I'm like, that's a great point. Well, you know what it is? She is aware of her mortality at 3 years old, and good on her. Good kid.
Bro, fucking kids are getting so advanced. I was in the airport waiting to fly back to Michigan from Miami, and Missy's niece wanted to fucking play chess, and I was like, all right, let's go. She smoked my ass.
Mm-hmm.
Like, without hesitation, full-blown killer. She was about that op shit, pop shit, can't stop shit. What the fuck?
I know. These kids, like, I don't know. I don't get it. Like, they're supposed to be good at, like, video games and shit, not chess.
And she starched me in air hockey because they had an arcade on the cruise.
Either you're just not smart or you're not coordinated or this kid is a cyborg. So
I was high
one
as
of those.
shit.
Well, that's also, I guess, part of it.
Yeah, they left me alone with the kids, so I told them, I was like, we're going to go to the arcade and get ice cream. Let's go.
There you go. That's smart.
Mhm.
All right, so hold on. Let's get back to the bloodline really quick.
Yes.
When do you think they made the call? Or do you think that this was the plan all the time, or when do you think they made the pivot? To have a Rock be a heel and for this to go the way that it appears to be going.
The second that the video became the most disliked video in WWE's history on YouTube.
So Saturday.
Maybe
the
that.
day after that first SmackDown.
Yeah, because it's right up there with Batista wins the Royal Rumble as and the belt swap.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
That is notorious. But this one is like far and away the most disliked video they've ever had. We all saw it coming a mile away, and we were like, please don't do it. Like,
and
we all thought.
And then they did the re-upload. Remember, it was like 2 days later they did the re-upload where they got rid of like the Cody walking dejected up the ramp or up the.
Yeah, doing the
walkway,
fucking
I guess.
Michael Cera walk from fucking
Yeah.
Arrested Development.
Yeah.
But like that part probably because like I said, we all saw it coming. We all knew. We all were like, Punk's going to win the Rumble, take on Seth, and that's going to leave The Rock versus Roman. That's what we all thought. And then Cody won the Rumble. And then the reports came out that, Punk got injured. So maybe Punk called an audible to have Cody win. And then that turned out it was always going to be Cody winning the Rumble. So we're like, okay, so he's coming out on Friday to announce he's facing Roman. He came out and said, I will be facing you, just not at WrestleMania, which made me go like, okay, he's going to face him at the Elimination Chamber, have a big match at the show, and then take the title off them so they can do Rock Roman without the belt.
But nay.
And then they remember that scene from Avengers Endgame where it's Tony asking Doctor Strange, like, how many do we win? Just one?
Yeah,
it was like they picked the one bad outcome out of everything.
Yep.
Yeah, the Cody crybaby, the moment they saw it wasn't going away. Exactly. Like, I think WWE fans have proved that they won't tolerate that shit. Like Kofi Mania, that wasn't the plan. Daniel Bryan wrestling at Mania in the main event wasn't the plan. It was just the fans have kind of gotten to this point where like, we're sick of this shit.
Yep.
Sick of it. We're not going to deal with it. I feel it's the same shit that AEW is going through right now. And why they're doing a very good job of rebranding since the beginning of the year with Samoa Joe as the champion. I think that's been great.
That's helped. I think that's helped pretty tremendously.
I think the Young Bucks coming back,
a credible champion. Well,
the Young Bucks coming back as EVPs. I kind of like it. Where they're
It would have
just
been
like,
nice about 10 months earlier. It would have been nice before they ran off the number one draw in the company. That would have probably been great.
Yeah. Just I think
You know,
I can't.
there
I can't.
was like a small part of you that was like, "Oh man, I miss doing the show together, or doing this." And then it's
No,
like,
because you want to hear the real kicker, Russ.
"What's
You've
that?"
probably been right this whole time.
That's
like-
what people always seem to find. Russ
Like
was
Punk
right.
showed up in
There should be
WWE,
shirts.
and like look at how WWE's doing. Even with Punk, Punk was working with everyone. He was getting shit on. He wasn't going out there fucking shitting on anyone. He was sticking to whatever he had to do with
Because
people.
there was no point. You know what? The first promo that he did on WWE TV, there was a small part of me that like he didn't refer to anything.
I'm home. I hated that
from
fucking promo.
Well, that sucked. That one was
But like
bad.
in hindsight,
I don't even consider that the first promo because that was such nonsense, and his time was apparently cut. But that next one, that was like the actual kind of like I'm back thing. I just remember feeling like a little bit disappointed that there wasn't any kind of a mention or alluding to what happened with AEW. He had a couple of lines that were kind of like, you can't just go punching people in the back. You know, you can't just go punching people. It's 2024, ladies and gentlemen, 2023 when he did it, whatever. I just don't think that like a vast majority of the WWE audience even knows who the Young Bucks are or keep up with AEW. I think like one of the worst held secrets, it's really not a secret, is a lot of AEW people at least check in on WWE. They might not watch it religiously, but like they probably follow a lot of the social channels. They keep up with the stories, right? Especially with Cody and especially with Punk probably. But like it's clear that like you don't have that. It doesn't go both ways. You don't have the 2 point whatever million people watching SmackDown who are also watching AEW religiously or, you know, going out of their way to like keep up with everything. I just don't think that the percentage is the same.
for me, like I'm gonna go to the Okada thing right now because that's the big thing. He's the big free agent, where he's going to AEW or WWE. He made a comment saying, "I'm never going back to Japan to do the same thing I was doing."
Yep.
Then why is he going to AEW where he's going to be wrestling the same people he's been wrestling for 10 years? Like, it's not like if you're going to go to AEW, fine. But don't come out with that reasoning of like, I want to challenge, face new people, blah, blah, blah. There's not many people on the AEW roster that you haven't faced.
There are some.
But there's more that he's faced than not.
Yeah. I actually wanted Okada to go to WWE.
I
thought it was a much more interesting potential outcome. I thought that like seeing how they would handle him, how they would handle integrating him into their product, I think it would have been a lot more impressive. Like I think that it would imagine a scenario where Okada shows up as the mystery opponent for Gunther's Intercontinental Championship.
That match would fuck.
Like when Cody showed up to face Seth Rollins. Like that would have been, whether he wins or not, would have been awesome, right? Because Michael Cole, in the 2.5 minutes it takes to descend from the top of the ramp to the ring at Mania, could have given you everything you needed to know about Kazuchika Okada in enough time to be like, oh, okay, this guy's beyond a credible opponent. And then just let him and Gunther go toe-to-toe for 20 minutes. Like, that would have been the best way to debut the guy. And instead, it's like, yeah, he's going to go to AEW, and, like, there's only one place to put him, which I guess is the world title picture, but, like, he can't really compete on the mic, so I don't know what we're doing.
He doesn't need to. He
will, though, for how strong, like, no matter where you land on Swerve and Samoa Joe and Hangman, all three of those guys can go to varying degrees on the mic. Mm-hmm. You can't have a guy who can't. Like, your worst talking world champion in AEW history is who?
Chris Jericho?
No.
Moxley?
Nope.
Kenny Omega.
Omega doesn't cut a great promo, But his in-ring work was fantastic. But you could work your way around it by having Don Callis speak for Omega from time to time. If Okada comes in, I feel like he needs a mouthpiece with him. And I don't know who that guy is. If he's going to be in that world title picture, that's my concern. Like, I don't know who that guy is.
Well, like, with the Gunther thing, up until Gunther got much better at English, they were having Ludwig Kaiser say everything for him because Ludwig Kaiser's a great promo.
Yep.
It's why whenever you see 2.0 on screen, most of the time it's Matt Menard talking because Matt Menard is the better promo between the two of them. For Okada,
I know who.
fuck it, bring back Funaki.
Okay. I have a good one for you. What about Adam Cole? You know, maybe Vince was right. Maybe Adam Cole could be a great manager. I mean,
Bro,
if you think
it's
about
so
it,
bad. The devil shit is so bad.
The Undisputed Kingdom, like if he were just Wardlow's manager, I could buy it. Although Wardlow cut a good promo a couple weeks ago, so
Yeah.
maybe we don't need Adam Cole at all. I don't know.
I do love at AEW this past week because they had me excited. Let me pull up the original match announced.
Oh, the Meat Madness?
Yeah, the Meat Madness match.
It was Lance Archer, Will Hobbs, and
Wardlow.
But then
they said
Tony
that-
Khan, yeah, go ahead.
And they said that people were injured, that one of the competitors was injured and couldn't be in that match. And all three of them are still in that match. And Chris Jericho is added. Why?
Well, because Tony Khan tweeted out, I think it was on Wednesday night, that they had to put Meat Madness on ice, which was actually pretty funny. They had to put Meat Madness on ice, and it since came out that they wanted to have Keith Lee and Miro in the match, which would have been hilarious. I don't know how that would have gone. I mean, big meaty men slapping meat, right? But that would have been interesting.
Mm-hmm.
This 8-man all-star shuffle thing that they're going to do, nope. Because did you see there's a match on Rampage to decide one of the guys who's going to be in the match? It's Penta. I forget who
Magnus.
else. Huh? Magnus?
I have the full list of all the 8 competitors because, Rampage is
Oh, you
recorded.
right, dog. You right.
So
All right,
I have
who are the 8?
Chris Jericho, Wardlow, Powerhouse, Lance Archer, Hook, Brian Cage, Magnus, and Dante Martin.
Nope.
Ain't for me, dog.
Nope. It ain't for nobody. I actually think that they should move that to the 0 hour. What a great way to get some eyes on the product.
So, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the card. There's 9 matches announced, and
That's an unnecessary one now.
Yeah, that
Pre-show.
one's completely unnecessary. You see the best thing about WWE, all their pay-per-views lately, their B shows are
4 matches.
4 to 6 matches
Mm-hmm.
at most. But this one's got 9. Eddie Kingston and Bryan Danielson have wrestled a bunch on TV. I'm excited for Christian Cage and Daniel Garcia. That'll be a fun match. I'm also excited for FTR versus the Blackpool Combat Club. I hope they add a stipulation to that. No time limit, because
Maybe they'll just make it Anarchy in the Arena. Maybe they'll just make it a Greensboro street fight.
Watch
Moxley bleed.
I'm not excited.
Bleed.
I'm not excited for
I'm gonna drink your blood.
Cassidy and fucking Roderick Strong.
A useless match that doesn't belong on the pay-per-view.
Fucking Dynamite.
Hold on, pause. Can we talk about Orange Cassidy right now? Can we have this conversation?
Sure.
This title reign has been largely unnecessary, right?
Yes.
Just
to beat Moxley. That was the only reason this happened, is so him and Moxley can be 1-1.
This would have been a title that didn't you and I have this conversation when this was the All Atlantic title and when it was initially introduced, that the final competitors for it wasn't it Buddy? It was Malachi.
Are you talking for the cotton? Or are you talking
for the All Atlantic, before it became the International? Wasn't it? It was like Buddy, Malachi, Miro, and what's his nuts, Connor, the Aussie looking dude from New Japan.
Clark Connors.
Clark Connors. Yeah. Oh, sorry, it was Pac. It was Pac.
Yeah,
And
that
I
was
think it
what
was Pac and Buddy. I don't think Malachi was in it. We thought that Malachi should have been in it. But like, whatever.
Forbidden. I think that was Forbidden Door 2020.
Yeah. It should. I think it would have been 2021, 22. I don't think it was 23.
When they dubbed it the International Championship, it was Orange Cassidy versus Zack Sabre Jr., Shibata, and Daniel Garcia.
Was that 23? So then it was 22. So it would have been the first AEW All Atlantic.
Yeah, because that was Clark Connors, Miro, Pac, and Malachi Black.
It was Malachi.
Yeah.
So like we like to like think about, hey, there are all these guys on the roster that don't get a lot of shine and you don't see all that much. And like Malachi Black to me is like number one. Hello. Malachi and Miro. Hello. How are you? Credible potential champions. Shame you don't have guys like that. But you do. And you like there it took Malachi Black putting a video up of him beating a student at one of his students. Sorry, let's be careful. Him beating
he
one
went
of
to a
his
high school and
wrestling
beat
schools.
the shit out
He
of a
just went and
student.
Beat up a sophomore. That he beat one of the guys from his wrestling school. And by the way, what looked like a very nicely well-produced, well-shot, well-lit, like it looked very nice. And then that led to him getting his first singles match on AEW programming in 600 plus days. Okay, Malachi's there. Why wouldn't you think about putting the international championship on him and like having that be a big thing for the House of Black and like make that feel like a bigger thing that would elevate the title?
Because the House of Black have lost to Bang Bang Scissor Gang.
Well, somebody has to.
And I don't know, those titles are a joke. Can we just get to the part where we unify those 6-man titles in their 6-man match where they eventually break up and go against one another?
Yeah, I mean, that's that.
And Juice Robinson returns to cost the Scissor Gang.
I would love to see a scenario where they just unify some of these belts.
There's too many.
There's no reason for 6-man and for trios. And if you're going to keep them, then they need to be church and the state. Keep them separate. Leave the ROH belts on Ring of Honor TV and have the AEW stuff on AEW TV. There's no point to having two sets of trios. You don't even have enough trios right now in AEW to make compelling TV.
Like NXT's got it right. They got 4 championships. They got tag titles, main title, tertiary title, and women's championship.
Correct.
That's all you need.
Yes.
They have all these belts for the reason that they were going to do 2 shows and keep separate rosters. But because Punk's no longer in the picture, that's no longer a thing. So I don't need to see the Ring of Honor tag titles, the AEW tag titles, the AEW Trios titles, the AEW Trios tag titles, the AEW Women's Championship, the AEW TNT, what was it?
TBS.
TNT, International, Continental.
I think they should actually turn the international
Strong.
title into what Punk was going to do with the real world title and do the international title legitimately as the international title. Like put it on an Osprey. They're not going to do this, right? Because he's going to go after the big gold. But put it on a guy who actually would defend it around the world, right? Make it the world title, right? Kind of do this idea of like Seth Rollins has the workhorse title and Roman has the Hollywood title. Like go that way. Have Samoa Joe or Swerve or Hangman, whoever wins, they've got the AEW title, stays on domestic soil, great. But then you use that international belt where it's like, oh shit, like, okay, so say it is Malachi. He shows up at GCW and defends it, and you go, whoa, okay. Or like you put it on, all right, play the game, Okada. You put it on Okada. Okada goes somewhere. He goes back to, if not New Japan, he shows up at All Japan. Or he shows up at CMLL and defends the title there. And then you go, whoa, this guy's like actually multi-continental now defending this belt. Is this more prestigious? And then like you can lead to a program where it's like, well, which title actually is the more meaningful one? Like you could build to that. They just haven't done it. I don't get it. I don't necessarily even know that it's too many belts. I think it's just that like these belts appear on too many shows. You know? If you did,
They're on
if
every
you
show.
Separate the TNT title from the international title. Keep them on specific shows. Give people a reason to go watch Collision or for Colliders to watch Dynamite. Like that, I think, is the one thing that I miss is when Punk was there, at least, it felt like you needed to watch Collision every week because it did feel like these are two very different sets of rosters, and they're like very different, distinct ways of presenting it. I feel like it's all kind of started to meld together a little bit too much. Mm-hmm. And that's when you do start to feel like, oh, this guy, here's another guy with a championship belt. Here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. You're just going, fuck. Like,
yeah, especially when you're using the same people on every show and every single person that you're using as a champion. It kind of devalues any championship that you have.
I also don't know. Like, I think the CMLL thing is interesting, but like, I'm now seeing that, like, if you look at the card for Rampage, there are a few CMLL guys on there. And again, you have so many people on the AEW roster, right, that don't get TV time. And at some point, I'm like, is it really worth it? Like, whatever the terms are with the CMLL partnership, like, is it worth having all of those guys get this time when you have people that, like, in theory, you believed in enough to give significant contracts to? But not my money.
Well, we said this was a co-branded show. We've talked a lot about wrestling and the mainstream shit, but let's give your viewers an experience of what our channel is, because we have my son. My wrestling son is here. Hi, buddy.
He looks like your wrestling son.
He is my wrestling son. We are everyone's favorite deathmatch videographer people.
Yeah.
Russ, this is Frio. Frio, this is Russ. Everyone, this is Frio, the best deathmatch cameraman this side of the Mississippi.
Wow. High praise.
Yeah.
And the funniest. This fucking kid kills me at shows. I don't know what it is about him, but he just comes up and he's just a little chuckle fucker and he just makes me laugh. I love him. Well, how you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm tired.
Tired? Where you work today?
No, I just explored all day.
So that's another
Explored?
aspect.
Yeah, abandoned buildings.
That.
Wait, say this again?
I explore abandoned buildings like every week.
Okay.
I go in and take pictures.
Yeah,
okay.
Go to his YouTube channel if you ever get the chance to. I'm gonna drop a link in the comments here, but you can see some of the fucking places he's gone.
What's the channel?
Top. I'm putting the link up right now.
I saw a video of like people who went into a mall and they like went into the basement of the mall, but then it like kept going and going and going and going. And then they were saying that there was like Clint, what happened to your video?
Oh dear God.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Dear God.
glory.
Oh dear.
I'm pixelated.
I don't even know if it's pixelated. You're like,
You're out of focus.
this is what it's going to look like when they do the Vince McMahon Dark Side of the Ring.
Oh Jesus.
There you go. Oh, look at that hand.
Oh fuck. It'll get there.
Oh,
There.
oh,
there it
we go.
is. Oh, there he is. You know, maybe it was better blurred.
I dropped the link down here if you want to go check it out. YouTube.
Rio, what's the coolest place you've ever definitely not trespassed on?
Probably Gary, Indiana.
The entire town.
The entire town's pretty much empty. There's a bank vault there.
There's a bank vault?
There's an abandoned bank with a vault.
Well,
Still there.
presumably there's nothing in that vault. Or if
No.
there was, there's not now.
There's not now.
Okay.
So Frio.
What happens if like the vault had closed on you? I mean, you'd be dead, but like, does that go through your head at all about like, oh shit, you know?
Yeah, if I fall through a floor, I guess I'm dead.
Do you do this alone or like there are other people with you?
I go with a group of like 2 or more.
Okay. So you're not fully alone. So if you do
No.
fall through a floor, you maybe have do you take a rope?
No,
That doesn't seem like a good idea for you.
I just take camera equipment.
You were on the hard cam.
Yeah, I got hard cam, but I roam.
Okay.
He's roaming cam.
Yeah,
Aroma.
Call it in the business.
Bit of aroma. Okay.
So, Frio, you primarily love recording deathmatch wrestling. Because
Yes.
that's really the only shows I see you at outside of Metro, but I'm pretty sure you just come there to fuck around with all of us and get the TNA wrestlers.
Yep.
So what attracts you to deathmatch wrestling so much?
It's something different than you don't see it on TV.
Now, could it also be a stem from the fact that you are a diehard juggalo?
I mean, I wouldn't say die hard.
Listen, bro, I've been in the car with you. All you have. You're like my girlfriend with her Taylor Swift. It's the only thing in your rotation is juggalos and Tech 9.
I mean, I've been to a few concerts.
And yeah, because that's another thing you do is you go to concerts and you
Yeah.
film and you do photography for them as well.
Yeah.
You're like fucking ripping a Band-Aid off, bud. So tell me, what was your favorite match you've ever recorded?
Was it the one in Gary, Indiana?
No.
Okay.
Favorite match is probably Boogeyman versus Shogun Jackson.
Oh,
Juggalo Championship Wrestling.
oh, you got to film at JCW?
Yeah.
Because I'm going through your playlist right now on here, and I'm just going through all the shows, like 152 matches from Horse Slam, 79 from Metro Pro,
There's a lot.
and like you have this well organized too. Like you can go in here and find any show because you've gotten crazy enough to where you're recording all shows, like the full fucking thing.
Yeah. Because no one else does it.
I'm doing a deep dive here.
Yeah, you're doing a deep dive into his 45,000 subscribers on YouTube.
What a guy.
Yeah, probably the most famous person I know, and no one knows his face. But
Man, there's like there is a lot here.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Jeremiah. I see one with Jeremiah. Jeremiah's getting waylaid in a that looks bad.
so funny thing about that match, because we'll peel back the curtain, we don't give a shit.
Versus King Kong Coleman.
That match was supposed to be 5 minutes long.
Yep.
And it was
This has 16 minutes and 32 seconds.
I'm aware. We got told like an hour before showtime. It's just like, yo, ours is going to be a round match. And the only cue we got was one for the third round. So like Jeremiah is just getting the shit beat out of him because we're not ringing the bell between rounds. So if you watch that match, like there's a kid that seconds Jeremiah 1 second.
DMCA takedown.
Yep. Hey, baby, I'm live. It's okay. Are you picking up dinner? Yeah, of course.
This is the content that people came for you.
What do you want?
All right, so Frio, I'm gonna talk to you here for a second
Yes.
while he's figuring out his life. I'm looking at this channel now. I have two questions. One, have you figured out you've monetized this channel?
Yes.
Have you gotten any kind of flags or takedowns? Because I want to pull back the curtain here on YouTube a little bit with the people at home. So as they set the parameters for advertisers, right? Like one of the things is like gratuitous violence. Okay, well, the channel, I mean, there's a little violence here.
There's a lot.
Have you gotten flagged? Like, have you had to like go through and kind of like put in I don't know, like they do the appeals and everything, but like how you've like good on you for monetizing it, first of all. But like this to me, between like music that they might play leading up to the matches and then the matches themselves, the content of the matches, like have you run into any issues or no?
I've run into copyright a lot because guys don't use copyright-free music, and then most of the hardcore stuff has a bunch of like age restriction stuff. It's over 18 and blocked in other countries because of the gore.
Okay.
And like I don't appeal nothing, so it's just up there, and it still gets decent views.
Yeah, I was gonna say because that's the big thing, and like the funny thing is, so the music stuff, like Clint was joking about DMCA at the beginning of the show, but like I don't necessarily think that everybody who watches YouTube channels understands it, but like it's not just YouTube, Facebook does it too. If there's copyrighted music that makes an appearance in a video, your options are either to cut that entire segment or to share the monetization if you have a channel that makes money. And then it's not just for that like little clip. It's not that like if 500 people are watching the intros, if 6,000 people watch the video, those 6,000 views are now any monetization. A good portion of that money is going to somebody who didn't even know that their music shows up in your video. It's a very interesting time.
Yeah,
if you
not
create
every
content.
not every video gets flagged. It's only certain ones that pick up the music.
It's pretty much the people that like, because I'm looking on here, like mine personally, and any match featuring Jason Hotch has been flagged.
Not mine, not him and Saban, not for me.
Oh, mine got flagged.
Mine, oh, not
Yeah,
for
I'm
me.
looking at it. Let me see details. Both songs, Angry Nights and Hate by Design, both got flagged.
Yeah,
Okay, so I'm like looking at this. All right, so I'm looking at Horror Slam Deathmatch Championship, Chuck Stein versus JJ Allen. Okay.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Now, I have not watched this match. I probably will not watch this match. No offense to you and your wonderful camera skills.
We don't blame you.
However, I'm looking at the thumbnail, right?
Yep.
And like if we're talking about gratuitous violence, so I'm looking at a guy who looks like he's wearing like a Klan mask, with a barbed wire bat across a dude's face while he appears to be shrieking in horror. Just fitting because it's Horror Slam. So I see that. Now, look, I get it. A lot of this is all like AI and a lot of this is just kind of like compute. I get it. But I see that and I go, "Ugh." I might be a little bit iffy on that one. But like if that doesn't get flagged, then I'm like, well, what the hell is like this JJ Allen guy who I don't know. JJ Allen versus Mickey Knuckles. The dude's Clan Mask hat thing is on fire.
Yeah.
Hey, so Russ, so you see that thumbnail from that match, right?
Yes.
I'm posting a link. It's a short from that match.
Oh boy.
Okay.
You should watch it. It's from his channel. Honestly, if you click on shorts
Okay.
on his channel, it's the second short.
The nail gun one?
Yep.
Yeah, like I see this is Frio, I am so flabbergasted by the fact that like with the thumbnails I'm seeing for these matches that your channel is active. I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just like that's incredible.
Yeah, I don't know how, but
I think it's just because it's wrestling. Like somebody. Oh no! Nope. I just watched it. Nope.
So Russ, here's the thing, because you and I have talked about this before. It's down to like when you upload the videos, because I guarantee you, Frio's like me. Not a single video we upload is suitable for anyone under the age of 18.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I always click it's not for kids.
Yeah.
So like shit like that, because I've seen my niece's YouTube, and the image will be blurred out. It won't even show up on their feed if they are under the age of like either 13 or 18. I can't remember.
Mine are 18.
Yeah, so like we definitely lose a lot of views, except for the kids that lie, and we thank them for that to give us views, because I'm just getting into recording death matches with this fucking kid because it's a mess.
It's a mess.
It's a mess. You get thumbtacks on the bottom of your shoes.
Getting hit by glass.
Yeah, the hit by glass is fine because I just put wrist tape over my wrist and I'm fine.
Barbed
But
wire.
it's just like you get the thumbtacks on your shoes, and then we're on tile floor. So like when I'm not walking on the blue tarp that's surrounding the ring, I'm fucking skating. It's like I got Heelys on. You look like you're gonna say something. Say it. Hold on.
I'm at a loss. I'm still like I'm haunted by the clip I just watched.
AJ Allen is mentally unstable.
There's one match on my channel. It's MM3 and Chuck Stein. He put like syringes in this like in between his like hand.
But Chuck's done that through his mouth. So like
Yeah.
No.
But like if you're gonna watch any matches on his channel, anything featuring Shane Mercer now, because he is
Kamikaze.
Yeah,
That
Shane
was
Mercer
crazy.
versus Kamikaze is the death match of the year so far for me. I was standing on the ramp with two wrestlers. I'll leave them unnamed, but they had never been to a death match show before, and they saw that match, And fuck it, they're gonna get named because I'm gonna show the photo of when he was freaking the fuck out because he has never seen this shit before.
Oh, dog.
Oh, there he is. Another one of my besties in this business. Next to my son. But fucking not video clip. This was our buddy watching it for the first time. He was stressed all the way the fuck out. He was like, I've never been to a deathmatch show before. What's this? Now he's like hitting me up going like, I'm gonna see you on the 15th, right?
Oh, there was one spot he threw him at a table and it broke and then unbroke.
That was so fucking funny. That table went nope. Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can pull that part up.
I think it's on my Instagram or Facebook.
Well, I've got your whole channel up. I could just fast forward to
you
that
can-
part in the match.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, here it is, Russ. Present.
I don't think I can handle a lot of this.
Oh, this
Yeah,
one's
it's not a
as
lot.
bad. It's not as bad.
This one's not bad. Here you go.
I don't like this.
Oh,
I
they're
can already
short.
tell I don't like this. Nope. Nope.
Table said
Nope.
fuck off.
Nope.
Oh, there's one after that where he throws him at the
Nope.
wall.
Nope.
Oh, we don't have to show all of it. I don't want to make Russ sick.
Nope. Nope.
See how much
Nope.
Russ can take before he dips.
Nope.
It's
Nope.
not a lot.
Nope.
So Russ loves more traditional wrestling. He loves
Listen, I like a lot of different kinds of wrestling, okay? My peak, my max is like what Swerve and Hangman did, which is like nothing to Frio over here. But for me, like the drink in the blood, I was like, I think I'm okay. I think this is about as far as I want to go. But no.
Listen, man, we got a buddy. He's got like over 300,000 people following him on Instagram, and that's just because he uploads shorts of death matches.
Super villain deathmatch.
Yeah, big shout out to him because God, he takes all of our footage and he puts it out in that fucking world. He's so great for that. But you can find non-death matches on his channel. Like he has a lot of the Metro Pro stuff before Ethan and I started showing up for that. Insane Wrestling Revolution, that's Rhino's company, old WWE wrestler and politician. XICW is very violent.
Yeah, depends.
Chaos.
It depends. Okay, so Chaos, I would recommend watching Gangrel versus Father Marquise.
Yes. That match is so like Father Marquise. Christian Cage has wet dreams about doing an Unprettier or Kill Switch as good as him.
Yeah.
Because that shit is phenomenal.
And then his elbow from the heavens.
Because when Russ comes on the channel, we don't really talk that much about local shit. Where is it? Where is that fucking match?
Because your local is not my local. But you know what? We have to say that here in the year of 2024, what is local? And what matters to you? We have an election coming up. And as everybody knows, Clint likes to talk about politics on a forklift. So, Frio, let's go to you first. Who are you voting for?
Here you go, Russ.
I don't even know who's running.
Well, I mean, in fairness, I don't know that either of these guys are going to be running. Oh, that's great. Now that's a nice move.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that move fucks.
Okay, but no, Frio, to answer your question, I don't think either of them are running. I don't know if Biden or Trump can run.
Well, no.
I've never actually.
What about
I haven't seen either of them run.
Jr.?
RFK Jr.?
Yeah, he's running.
He's doing something.
Yeah.
Can we just get Jon Stewart in the White House? That makes sense. Jon Stewart, Stephen Colbert. Let's go.
Can we? I got nothing.
I don't know.
Fuck it. Let's have the Jersey Shore be our presidents.
Oh God.
It's a collective.
The Jersey Shore?
Like the cast of the Jersey
actual,
Shore.
No, the actual coastline. That's fine. Just the coastline.
Yep.
You're a political dissenter. We send you to the Jersey coast. Good luck. What are you gonna do? I don't know. We're gonna bury you neck high in wet sand and see how things go.
So, Frio, tell us a little bit about yourself, because I've already covered that you're a big juggalo.
I don't. Damn.
Got nothing else to add other than your...
I don't know. Like.
Frio,
I'm high as shit.
All right, so I'm gonna go back to Frio here, and Frio's definitely not trespassing channel.
Nope.
So Frio, Gary, Indiana, your favorite place, the whole town.
Yes.
What's your second favorite place that you've definitely not trespassed at?
I would say Cleveland, Ohio.
Is there a specific
town.
building in Cleveland?
There's a few buildings I've been in there.
Yeah, where the Cavs play. Nobody actually shows up to those games. It's
I would
mostly
say
empty.
Browns.
You bought a
Stadium,
ticket
the
for that one.
Brown Stadium. I haven't been in there, but
He doesn't know
But
sports
you can imagine.
ball.
All right, fine, Frio. Let me ask you this: have you ever wandered into a place allegedly and found tunnels underneath that you didn't expect?
yes, Packard plant.
The Packard plant,
The Packard plant in Detroit.
like the old car,
Yep.
like Packard plant. Okay.
Yes.
Ooh, prisons.
Okay. No, hold on. No. Now I'm very interested in this. Hold on. The Packard. Okay. The Packard plant's not active anymore, right? I'm
No.
not up to date on my.
It's been empty since like '95.
See, Biden's America. It was very active. It's not anymore. Okay, so the Packard plant's not active. When you went down in those tunnels, allegedly, which you did not do,
No,
but you may have,
Yeah.
you may have seen.
Yes.
Did those tunnels have lights? Like, was there backup? Were there backup lights? Or is it just pitch black in those tunnels that you definitely weren't in?
There may have been lights, but it probably got taken down by strappers when it closed.
Okay. So you really are just kind of like, again, hypothetically,
Yeah.
you would just be down there, you and like whatever the fuck is underground.
Yep.
Have you ever run into people that you didn't expect to run into while allegedly, potentially venturing into places that you may or may not have had permission to be?
A few homeless people, and like
Okay.
just like other than the other like dead raccoon or something. Nothing.
Have you ever?
You never like run into a reptilian or like a gray?
No.
No, okay.
My favorite was like 2
Would you
weeks
tell
ago.
us if you had though?
Yeah, but my favorite story is that the homeless guy saw us, peeked his head out the door, made eye contact with us, and then went back into his room.
Because it was his room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, you could have just been other homeless people finding salvation.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No,
I've seen dead bodies.
I have not. I don't know what I'd do if I did.
Good. But yeah, he brought up this. Have you allegedly, possibly, maybe, in a past tense, done a prison?
No, because there's none in Detroit anymore.
Well, have you thought about venturing out to other places that you could allegedly?
Chicago. Maybe you should go to Chicago, see if anybody's in the prisons there or not.
I know Ethan and I are going to be going out to Chicago soon. You can go with us, and we could do a forklift allegedly.
He's going to end up in a Chicago prison. What a shame.
No, we're just probably going to end up. What's that chicken place? Raising Cane's Chicken. Probably just end up there.
Yeah.
But fuck, I appreciate everyone joining us for the show. I wanted to bring Frio on for a minute because I love this kid.
This all started off a Facebook post.
Yeah, it all started off because I was pissed because I've asked you to be on the show every time I've seen you outside that last one because the answer is always, I don't like doing that shit. But yet I hear you talking all the time when I watch your matches. So
Yeah.
Russ, there was a bad time in Frio's life where he just kept doing his own commentary over the matches. So you'd just be
Can't do that.
watching a match and it's not good. And you would just hear Frio in the background going, well, this sucks.
You know what? All right, so I have a thing to say about Frio. I don't want Frio to take it the wrong way because it's not meant to be in the wrong way. But you know how like sometimes you can't figure out what somebody's going to look like when they're like 60 or 70? I feel
Yeah.
like I know exactly what Frio is going to look like when he's like 60 or 70. Because for a good part of the time that he's been here, I haven't seen his eyes at all. So
yeah, 'cause my
I've had
glasses-
chin, I've had some whiskers, and I've had like the glasses and the hat. And so like I'm pretty sure I saw into the future, and you don't look that much different. Just like maybe a little bit more wrinkly.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't see without my glasses anyway, so.
But then sometimes like you kind of move your head, and I feel like you're 12. So I don't know. Like
Yeah.
this is just, it's like Benjamin Button kind of playing its way out here. I don't know. It's hypnotic.
he is my son, so you know.
That's why I wear a hat.
We're gonna call it a night here on Forklift because my girl's about to be home with Culver's. Which Russ still need to come out here and get Culver's.
I still
Culver's isn't that good.
Ooh.
Okay, so real quick, Frio, what's your favorite fast food burger?
I don't know.
Are you a chicken nugget kind of guy? You like going places for chicken nuggets?
Oh, he's a chicken nugget guy. You get
Yeah, or Taco Bell.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, this motherfucker's always walking in with that $5 box. I don't know how much it costs anymore, but he's always got that $5 box.
Time out. We are going to have a moment here before we leave. Did you see the shit that Wendy's is going to try to pull?
Bro, surge pricing?
Yeah,
Surge pricing on Wendy's?
Bro, you ain't even that good. Like, I
Can
love
we?
your nuggets. Outside their nuggets,
Their fries and nuggets are good. That's about it.
their fries
the burgers
are
lovely.
good
They're fine.
for 5
Double
minutes
stack?
out of the fryer.
A nice fresh double stack is wonderful.
I'll give Wendy's this. When they bring out the pretzel burger, I fuck with it because I love pretzel buns.
Yeah.
But
Too complicated, not for fast food. But the surge pricing's upsetting, right? Like, I'm not crazy.
no, because you're going to log in one day at like 1 o'clock to order lunch, and Wendy's, a 10-piece is going to be $11.
You can't do that.
That's what
Because-
McDonald's is now just about.
Well, McDonald's also got so much backlash on that they're now working on bringing back a value menu.
Oh.
I've been told that inflation was not a real thing and that inflation's getting better. And yet I can't go and get a cheap meal like you used to be able to. Look at Frio. This guy's so fucking skinny at this point. If he fell at one of these things, they would just fax him to the hospital. This guy, like, holy shit. It's just, he went into an old mansion and he had to hide, and he just kind of replaced the wallpaper for a little bit.
Yeah.
He's that damn skinny. That's what these fast food chains are doing. They're starving Frio, and that is what can't happen. That's why when Clint runs for president in 2027, I said 27. It's not even when you run for president. Clint's going to run for it in 2027, emergency election, just like that. What the hell is happening to you? It's time to go. I can't even end.
My
I can't even
campaign
end this
videos are just going to be 30 seconds of.
There's a dog.
Vote for me.
Clint's voting for RFK. We all know. That's a little pup.
Yep.
A pup right there.
No, I'm going to vote for whatever dog's mayor to be president because
Hi, Bella.
fuck it.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. The road to WrestleMania goes through the tunnels under the Packer factory and then ends in Gary, Indiana.
And then, oh yeah, I forgot. I got to run this.
The
Don't
road
forget-
to WrestleMania.
Don't forget to check out Metroplex Wrestling. They have a show on March 16th. They've also got a show this upcoming Saturday. If you are home, I'm getting the link because I said I would post this because you should totally watch it. Where the fuck is it? Oh my god! Oh shit! There it is. Nope. Fuck. God damn it! Shit! I don't like.
You're
this.
a mess. This has not been your finest hour.
No.
Hour 14.
Hold on. I got it. Go to this website. They will have all the information available how to watch their matches this upcoming Saturday. Sorry, y'all. I got stoned and my stun's here, and he knows how to make me giggle. He's just funny.
Yeah, sure.
That's going to do it for On a Forklift. My name's Clinton Davis. You can find me at PK Batman. To my right.
I'm Russ. Thanks so
He
much.
does. Russ does
Thanks
not
so
like
much.
death matches.
Thanks so much for being here tonight.
We have Frio.
Hi.
Hardcam Frio.
That's me.
Find us all on social media, and you can also find us at On a Forklift Wrestling Pod. We're so close to 700 on YouTube. Please give us a drop.
Pues
Subscribe.
frío.
Like-
Hace frío. ¿Dónde está frío? Debajo de Gary, Indiana.
Whenever
Allegedly.
we do our creator wrestler thing, I'm gonna have Frio made, and I'm gonna have Russ be his fucking personal
Translator.
announcer.
Oh God.
You're gonna be his Ricardo Rodriguez.
That's exactly right.
Have a good night, everyone.
He's in